Yes, we'll start the session. Yeah, as we have started this PHP backend development, today we'll recap how we can able to run PHP basic script so that you will get aware how we can able to run clearly. It requires few dependencies. Few dependencies in the sense we need a server because PHP is a server-side programming language. We need a server. For that case, there are so many servers are there for us. In that, preferably we choose Apache server because it is bit reliable and it is free of cost. Usually servers are bit expensive and bit costlier. It is not for free of cost, but Apache server is free of cost for some extent. So we are using Apache server, not directly, but we are getting that package from some other platform that is named as XAMPP server. Now we'll see how we can able to install that, and also the database we require. So for that, there are so many databases are there. In that, we use preferably MySQL database. So we'll see how we can able to install that XAMPP server and MySQL database. We will get both the packages in a single section. I mean, in a single from the single platform. That is by installing XAMPP server. I'll show how we can able to install the XAMPP server. Before that, I just want to give you the brief overview of PHP. PHP stands for Hypertext Preprocessor. It is a server-side programming language. It is a very simple and lightweight programming language which is easier to learn by any fresher too. Yeah. To install XAMPP, just we need to search for XAMPP download in our browser so that it will show us the first website, that is apachefriends.org. It is the official website to install XAMPP. Yeah, it is the official website to install the XAMPP server. From here, better we can able to install the latest version of the XAMPP. That XAMPP is depending upon the PHP version. Our current PHP version is 8.3, but the XAMPP is available up to 8.2 only. So that better go ahead with 8.2 if you're and also it depends upon your operating system of your laptop or desktop, whatever. Here currently I'm using Windows operating system in my laptop. If you are using Linux or else, Mac OS you have, you can go ahead accordingly. Just upon clicking download the XAMPP server, it will show some time. Yeah, it will automatically start downloading. If it will not download, just click here. Now you can see it started downloading, but I have already installed, so I prefer not to install it again. Or else, okay, fine. We'll install once again to show you the exact flow. I'll install for you once again. Fine. So I have already installed. I'll open from my laptop. Started installing it and let it install as soon as possible. It is 150 MB. After downloading, I'll show you the steps how we can able to install XAMPP server in our laptop. I have already installed in my system, but still I will show up to the end. After it has been successfully downloaded, just to go there. It will be in our downloads or somewhere. Just open that. Yes. It will take bit amount of time to load the application. Yeah, it is loading. Just click OK. Yeah, from this page onwards, we have started the installation of the XAMPP. Just click here. These many dependencies XAMPP will offer, but for us, we don't require these and all. For that, we can able to uncheck fake sender email webalizer. We need PHP myadmin. This is must and should. And even Perl is not required. We can uncheck it. Tomcat not required. Mail secure. This is also not required. FileZilla is also not required. So we need MySQL, PHP myadmin. That is enough for us. Just click. Even if you have installed everything, that is also fine. No problem. Yeah, it is showing that I have already installed in the C drive. So that's why it is showing the error. If you are installing for the first time, it will directly install to your C drive. That's enough. So prefer I am just aborting the process here, and after successful installation, what you need to do is you just need to go to your C drive. In the C drive, we can see one folder named as XAMPP. In the XAMPP, you can see one more folder named as htdocs. It is the flow. First, you need to go to C drive, XAMPP, inside that htdocs. Here, you need to keep all your code files, all your folder, whatever. Here, to show you how we can able to run the PHP script, I am just creating one folder for the test purpose. I have so many folders here. PHP test project something. I have created something named as PHP test project. Let me open that in my VS Code. Yeah, we have opened our empty folder. Here we need to create our PHP files. To create HTML files, our extension is either .htm or .html. But here our extension is .php for PHP files. I'll create some text file test.php. And one more thing I just want to tell you. In .html file, we can able to run only the HTML script. We cannot able to run PHP script inside .html file. But in the case of PHP, we can able to run both HTML script and also PHP script in .php file. I'll show you that example also. Here, I'm not writing any PHP script. I'm just simply writing HTML script only. HTML script inside PHP file. Usually, how we can run the HTML pages? There are so many ways of running HTML pages, but our page is .php now, so we can able to run using server only. So how we can able to run the server? To run the server, first we need to to run the application. First we need to run the server. What we need to do to run the server? Just search for XAMPP in your local system. It will show XAMPP control panel. Just open it. We can able to see the XAMPP control panel structure. It will take some little bit amount of time. Yeah, you can see this is the XAMPP control panel at where I have already turned on my Apache and MySQL server. So earlier it will looks like, yeah, when you open by default it will looks like all the start buttons. You need to click on Apache and you need to click on start button of MySQL too. And after that you can close. It is not a big deal. And after turning on XAMPP, I mean after running the XAMPP server, then only you can able to run the project, run the PHP server, whatever. To run the PHP server, we need to give the URL by giving a prefix named as localhost slash our project name test PHP project something slash our file name test.php. So your folder name is wrong. You cross verify the folder name PHP test project. We have given test PHP project. PHP test project. Yeah, we can see we got the output whatever we have written inside our VS Code. HTML script inside file PHP file. If I change something else here, it will reflect. Refresh, it is coming. This is how we can able to run HTML also. How we are running in the HTML file. In the same way we can run HTML in PHP file also. I hope it is clear up to here. And now I will show how we can able to run PHP script. For HTML, how we are having HTML opening and HTML closing tag. In the same way, we are having for PHP also PHP open scriptlet and PHP closing scriptlet. For PHP open scriptlet, this is called as PHP open scriptlet. This is called as PHP closing scriptlets. In between the scriptlets only we can able to write something. And also if I want to write again the HTML code, inside in between PHP open and closing scriptlets also I can write. But how I can write, I'll show that little sooner. In normal C language, Java, wherever, we have different ways of printing some statements. In the case of C language, we have printf, and in the case of Java, we'll be having different ways of running, different ways of printing the statements, printing the words, like by using system.out.println, system.out.print, just like that we are using. In the case of Python, we have only print, just using print keyword and print whatever we want to print. Yeah, and in the case of this in the case of C++ also we have the same flow like println. But in the case of PHP, we have a keyword named as echo. Echo used to run some words in the cells to run some statements. This is echo statement. And we have few more things also. To run array, we have print underscore r. And we have print also, but most preferably most trending thing that we use is echo. We can see the output how it will look. It is just printing without applying any styles, without applying any headings, whatever, nothing. And if I want, this should be heading. Heading in the sense how we can able to give heading by using HTML. But this is PHP code, right? How we can give PHP code in the form of heading? As I said earlier, we can write HTML also inside PHP open and closing scriptlets. Just inside the echo, I'm just writing HTML opening and closing tag. If we check the output, it became H1. This is how we can able to run inside PHP script also the HTML functions. This is the basic thing that we need to know how we can able to run PHP script. And along with that, now we can see some basic syntaxes, some variables, some data types, and some operators and control structures of PHP. First, we'll go with flow. I will show you how we can able to create variables in PHP. To create a variable, we have a syntax followed by dollar. Usually in normal C language or in Java, we'll be having different structure. We won't use dollar anymore. But in the case of PHP, if you want to create a variable in normal C or in Python, how we can create dollar? I mean, usually if it is a variable name is a equal to 10, something like that, we'll just declare in Python. But if it is the case of PHP, we need to if we need to identify variable uniquely, we need to give the prefix dollar to that variable. Then only it will be identified as variable. Otherwise, it will be identified as constant. This is how we can able to create a variable. Yeah, this is how we can able to create a variable. And instead of that, it is just directly creating and declaring some value to the variable. Usually, what is the way of creating a variable means? If I want some, like for these variables, we don't need to specify the data type explicitly. It will directly take. In C language, if you want to create a variable, will specify the data type explicitly, like int a, int b, float b, string b, like that we will specify. But here we don't have to specify. It will directly take. And even it is about initializing the value to a variable. Initializing a value. Direct initialization. It is just a variable declaration. Variable declaration or creation, whatever. And after creating also we can able to declare some data to the variable. If you see the output, nothing will change because we just created a variable. And to print the data from the variable, how we can able to print? We have echo statement. In the same way, we use the echo. Echo, what we want, we need to print the variable. Earlier, we are just printing some static string, static statement. That's why we just kept inside double quotations or single quotations, whatever we can use. but it is a variable. It is a dynamic variable. Dynamic in the sense it is having some different data. So we don't need to specify quotations here, just $a. If I see the output, 10 came. We have declared 10 to that. If I declare 1000 to that, if I see the output, 1000. And if I print B, what will come? Anyways, we have not even declared anything to that. It will show some warning. Variable is defined, variable is declared, but nothing, data is not stored to that. So what I'm doing, instead of specifying, instead of giving random data, I'm just passing the same data which is present in $a, which is present in variable a. If I print now, it will come the same. It is for first one, it is for second one. If you want to show the difference between those things, we'll use HTML inside PHP. To give break in HTML, we use br tag. The same I'm using. This is the for first one. This is for second one. This is how we can able to create variables in PHP. And data types. Data types are by default it will come, but we'll see. Data types means here I have declared. Here I have declared 1000 directly to the variable. If I want to check what is the type of that variable, we can able to use type, yeah, type of $a. Yes. Yeah, fine. If you want to check that, we have some other function. We'll discuss that sooner. Yeah, and this is something like integer we have declared. If you want to declare some sort of string to that, in the same way we can able to give $a equal to, if it is a string, we need to specify inside the quotations. This is string. Now, if I print $a, what output will come? For sure, string will come because earlier it is 1000. We have printed 1000 here, but the same variable has been overridden with string. That's why we are getting that string. Yeah, these are all somewhat some basics of variables. Now we'll see something operators. Operators in the sense we have different types of operators. Those are addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, concatenation, and so on and so on. There are so many operators are there. These are the mainly used operators. Now we'll see one operator by using plus addition. I'll just create two variables. Dollar operator, something like op1 equal to 10, and the same way I will create another operand op2 as 20, and I want to do addition operation for these variables. How I can do? I'll just create one more new variable, sum equal to dollar op1 plus dollar op2. Now we have done the addition operation by using plus operator. If I want to print the result the same way, how we can do using echo the sum total is dollar sum. Here we have used two operators. One is plus operator for addition, another is dot operator for concatenation. Here what am I doing? I am concatenating the string with some variable by using dot operator. We'll see how the output will look. The sum total is 30. 20 plus 10, 30. If I want to show the sum total of 20 plus 30, will show in such a different way. The sum total of will print everything. op1 and $p2 is equal to $sum. If you see the output, the sum total of 10 and 20 is 30. This is how we can able to manage the operations by using operators. And the same way, if you want to see minus, we'll simply replace this minus 10 minus 20, of course it will come minus 10. If you want multiplication, 10 into 20 something 200. Yeah, if you want the division, some floating points it will come 0.5. This is how we can able to manage operators. And if we come across some control structures, these are all most important things. Control structures means control flow statements. That means if, else, where, if else, for loop, while loop. These are all conditions and looping statements. I'll give you some brief introduction about those. First, we will see conditional statements. Conditional statements. There are so many conditional statements are there. If else, if else if ladder, so many things are there. And in the case of loops also, we have so many loops: for loop, while loop, for each loop. Yeah, those are all there, and so many things are there. We'll see one by one. Conditions. Here, I want to show you if condition first. If dollar something, okay, okay, we'll just use the variable. If dollar sum equal to 10, I need to print the sum value is 10. If it is not 10, I want to print like echo the sum value is not 10. How will we get the sum value here? Here I have declared some sum value. It is coming according to the calculation. But here to check that I am just redeclaring the same variable by assigning some data. I'm assigning the data for that variable is 10. Let us see what is the output we will get. Here from here it is getting, you can see that. Yeah, we got the sum value is 10. Why? Because it is checking. Here we have used like we forgot the one more operator, equal to the comparison operator. One equal to is for assignment operator, double equal to is for comparison operator. Comparison means we need to compare what is the value of one value with another value. Here I have declared sum value equal to 10, and here I am checking if sum value equal to 10, then print this. If it is not true, print this. Here I'll simply change sum value to 20. Now we'll see what is the output we'll get. The sum value is not 10. That is how we can able to check. We can able to check using if conditions. But now I have some more doubt. I will be thinking like either the sum value will be 10 or 20. 10 or 20 like that. If I'm thinking, I can able to implement one more condition. Instead of directly going to if else, I'll be having else if condition. This is here else if we have in the else if condition we can able to check $sum equal to 20. I have two choices. Either it is just my perception, either it would be 10 or 20. Like that I'm thinking. So for that I'm checking in another condition using else if. Echo here we can write the sum value is equal to 20. We'll see what output we will get. The sum value is equal to 20. Now if I change the sum value to some extent, to 30 something like that. What output will get? First it will check this first condition. If sum equal to 10, 10 or not, no, it is not 10. Okay, just skip this and go to the next condition. If sum equal to 20, whether it is correct? No, it is 30. Now it will go to another condition. No, we don't have condition yet. So just go to the final case else statement. Output, the sum value is not 10. This is how the conditions will work. Control statements. In the control statements, uh, we have these, what do we say? Loops also. I'll show one loop, one basic loop. This is for one condition, one basic conditional statement. I will show one for loop. We have so many loops like for loop, while loop, for each loop, something like that. But I will show one simple for loop. Here, if I want to print, for example, I'll show you echo. This is loop line. Something is there. If I want to print the same line for 10 times, how we can able to print? Okay, okay, yeah, it is show some spaces here. Okay, sorry, now it's perfect. Yeah, if I want to print this line for 10 times, how we can do? I just copy and paste the same line for 10 times. Now we can see like it is just going out. Now I'll also do one thing. For line of this only, I'll write break. It is perfect. Okay. If I want to print for 10 times, I'm just copying and pasting for 10 times. If it's for 20 times, I'll copy and paste for 20 times. If it is for 30 times also, I'll copy and paste. I have some energy. If it is for 100 times also, I'll copy and paste for taking some time. What if it is I want to print for 1000 times? I cannot able to paste for 1000 times, right? Even our system will crash if I paste for 1000 times. So to overcome that problem, we have a concept of loops. Different loops are there. The simple loop out of all those is for loop. The syntax of for loop is initially we need to declare the value and we need to compare the value and we need to increment or decrement the value. That is the syntax I'll show. Inside the for itself we can able to create a value. Or I am just creating one variable I, or I equal to $1 I less than $10 I plus plus. This is the syntax. Sorry, forgot to write I. This is the syntax. Here what it is showing, initially my value is 1 and I'm checking every time 1 less than 10 true, 2 less than, like, and then it will increment. Earlier the value of 1 is, I'm sorry, the value of I is 1 and it has been incremented to 2 and I will check again 2 less than 10, correct, and again increment and print the value whatever I have written here. I will just write this inside this and again it will check. Now the value of I is 2 and again it will go here 2 less than 10. Fine, correct. Now increment 3, 3 less than 10, correct. Increment 4, 4 less than. Like that it will just loop again and again until and unless the value becomes 10. Now the condition will become like 10, 10 less than 10, true or false? Absolutely false. So it will break the loop and it will go out of the loop. We'll see what is the output that we'll get. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 means from I value of 1 to 10. 10 means 10 will become as a false case. So 1 to 9. So it's mean it has been printed up to 9 times. If I check one more case, I less than or equal to 10. So that means if it is the case of 10, 10 less than or equal to 10 means one case is there. Less than or equal to 10. So it will get true, so that it will get print. We'll see how many times we'll get. Earlier it has 9 times. If I print again, it will become 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I cannot able to count like this. 1, 2 like this. So I just want to give some numbering for this. How we can give the numbering? Anyways, we have one variable that is routing here. This variable is routing continuously here. What if I print the same variable there? That is enough. My work will be done. So I'll just append that variable to it, $I. That's enough. If I see the output, it came in the starting. You will see clearly in dot space. Yeah, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If I want to print for 30 times, 30 numbers came. If I want to print for 500 times, 500 already came. If I just scroll up, that is speed. That is how the speed it will come. If I want for 5000, system will slow down, I think, but still it came. It's just lagging. When you go to the button, we can able to still count. The last thing is 500, 5001. This is the main use. This is a simple way of using proofs. I hope up to here everything is clear. If I'm not wrong. If you have any doubts, please let me know. And this is the basics of PHP. And we'll give one more touch for these forms. In HTML, we have seen how we can able to create an UI for the forms, but we don't know how exactly the forms will work. I'll just show you the brief introduction for this get and post method. Okay, yeah, I'll just comment this out. Earlier in our HTML, the comments will looks different, but here normal comments using double slash. Okay, now we'll create one basic form using, sorry, we are currently inside PHP. So if I want to create a form, I need to go out of PHP and I need to create inside in the form of HTML. Here to create a form, we must require two mandatory attributes. One is method, which specifies what is the method of the form, and another one is action, which specifies where the action will takes place. I'll show how we can able to use this one, and I'll just create one simple input field. Input type equal to text something. Just give this name and mobile number and one simple submit button. Input type equal to submit equal to submit. We have created a simple form. You see, yeah, we got a form. Just write one in. So file simple form. We got a form. Here, what I want to do is, upon entering some data, I don't want to store in any database. I don't want to store anywhere. I just want to print the same data whatever I have entered here. That is what I want to do. How I can do that is, first I will explain you how the form exactly will work. We have two methods. First method is post method and another one is get method. What is the main difference between post and get methods are? Post method means it is the most usage method. By using post method, we will say like it is some sort of secured way of passing the data. Secured way of passing the data to database or else to some other file or else it is something like or else it is something like an API, whatever it could be. Yeah, someone tried to join us. Just ignore it. I don't know who is it. Did anyone of you guys listen? Fine, we'll leave it. We had some discussion that okay, post method and get method. I'll show you practically how those will exactly will works. First, I'm using get method to show you how the data will be passing, and I'm just giving the what is the use of action attribute means. Here, upon clicking submit button, all this data like this data and this data and this data to where it should go, just like destination. This will specify the destination where the data will land. That is the use of action. And for every attribute, for every input tag that we are using, name attributes must require. Then only we can able to recognize that. How for us we have name, unique name. In the same way, we need to specify unique name for each and every attribute. These IDs and placeholders, everything those are all optional, but name attribute is must require. Mm, yeah, and now I'll just give the same. Also, we'll just create action.php. I have just created one file named as action.php. I'm just giving that action.php here. Now we'll see what will happen upon submitting the data. Test, test. I have submitted the data. What happened? If you can able to see here, earlier we are just typing the form in test.php, but it has been navigated to action.php along with the data in the URL. As name equal to test we have submitted, mobile equal to test and submit equal to submit. Currently I'm using get method, so I hope you got the point. If we use get method, it is we cannot say it is insecure, but if it is a confidential data, we will never use get method, because whatever the data that we are submitting from the form, it will pass via URL. It is called as URL. In this URL, whatever the data that we submits, it will pass from the URL. And you might see something like if it is Facebook or Instagram, whatever, if you are sharing your profile, or else if you are sharing someone's profile to someone else, it will show your name in the URL. At that case, they might be using get method to pass your name in the URL to make URLs unique. If I use post method, I will show and I will submit the form by coming back again in speaker sheet. I fill the same text, same data. I will submit it. I'm navigating to action.php page, but I cannot able to see any data passing there. But the data is passing in the method post. This is how the secured method it is. And I will show, as we have discussed, how we can able to print that added data to our web page. Okay, to print that data in our web page, we don't need to pass to that additional file. I'll just writing the logic in the same file. Same file in the sense we are currently in test.php. For this file itself, I'll submit the data, and for the same file, I'll just print the same data. How I can able to submit the data? You will see here, just printing. Now, if you see, we are present in the same file in the test.php. Here, I'm just giving some validation at the top. If you are trying to write some data, okay, we'll just close. We'll just remove everything. Or else for your reference it will be fine. I just to copy the file. I will remove that. I'll share you guys after this. Okay, as of now I'll remove all these contents. Shit, we are in test copy. Yeah, I have removed the contents which are all not required for us. So to store, to visible the data in our same web page, we need to write some logic here along with the validation. Here, what I want to write the validation is, here I have two fields in my form. I don't want to submit the form if the user do not fill the data. That's how we can able to implement our form. So I am just using some condition. If earlier we have seen this if condition, and we have one function. We have one keyword named as empty. If empty of if we use this empty attribute, means it will check whether it is empty or not. If you want to check if it is not empty, we'll just use exclamatory mark. Not empty. Not empty of. We need to check of dollar underscore post name. Sorry to use braces here. Yeah. If not empty of dollar underscore post of name. Dollar underscore post means it is one array variable. It is one array variable which is already defined. It is predefined. It is a global array variable. We can call as global array variable. Why I'm using post means currently our method is post method. Our method is post method, and why I'm using name is my name. I mean name in the sense my tag, that is my input field name itself name. If I change it to something like first name called as f name. If I change it, I need to give f name here. I am checking whether it is empty or not, then only go into the loop. If it is not empty, I just want to give echo f name is not empty. We'll see whether it will print or not. It will print if and only if it is not empty. You see, I don't want to fill this anymore. I'll just keep it empty and I'll print it and I submit it. Nothing will happen. But if I fill something here, leave it. We have not checking anything here. If I submit, it is showing that F is not empty. It is working. That means it is checking whether F is empty or not. And we have one more field name as mobile. We need to check that also by using another if condition, or else we will use logical attributes. I mean logical functions, that is named as ampersand ampersand. This means and. It means it will verify both the attributes. The explanation of this statement is when we are checking first f name is empty or not and mobile is empty or not. If both are not empty, then only go inside the loop. I'm just printing both are not empty. Okay, I'll show you example. First I'm leaving both as empty. I'm submitting. Nothing is printing. I'll fill only one and I'll submit. And I'll fill this one. I'll submit. Nothing. So I'm now printing. I'm now filling both. If I submit, it will show both are not empty. This is how we can able to give the server side validation. We have implementation, right? Implementation of server side validation. There are so many types of validations are there. This is one type of validation to make sure that all our fields are required. If you want to give the validation error message, we can give here. If both are not empty, we can give all fields are required. Yeah, by default it will show because we have not filled anything. If I try only filling one, if I try submit, it will show the same method. If I fill the both, submit, it will show both are not empty. This is how it will work. As of now, we thought of not handling else case. We will show this. And what we thought of doing is whatever the data that we are printing here, we need to print the same data in our web page. How we can do that is here we are checking the validation. We just need to print that. So how we can print is just using echo name is dot dollar underscore post of f name, and for mobile is dollar underscore post of mobile. That's it. This is how we can able to submit. We can able to retrieve the data in our web page and show how exactly it works now. Take elevate some random mobile number. The submit, it will show name is product elevate and mobile is it is not looking it is not perfectly coming. You just give one more echo in it is to break the line. Break. So submit the form again. It will show name is product elevate and mobile whatever. Whatever the data that I write here, the same will come. change something more, the same will come. This is how we can able to pass the data to the server and return the data from the server. This is what something simple about forms. And if I use get method, we don't need to change anything. So I will for get, wherever we have post, we need to change to get, get. We see the output. Okay. If you see, the data has been passed to the URL because we are using get method. Earlier we are using post method. That's why the data is not showing anymore in the URL. But now it is showing in the URL and also it is returning here also. No more difference. The difference is only the data will pass in the URL if we use get method. This is get method. This is get method. Whatever we write, it will come. This is what something, some basic about forms. I hope everything is clear up to here. If you have any queries, you can ask me. Thank you.